We're going to switch to Case IH. This video is brought to you by Ravenscraft Realty of Northeast Missouri. I'm currently in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's a long way from Palmyra. I'm not wearing my usual attire either. I decided to put the blue and gold on for one last rodeo, get my American degree. Drove out here last night with my friend, Mr. Brett. It's 5:30, and I'm pretty sure we're the first ones here. We left real early, expecting to have some difficulty parking, but that didn't happen. So now we have way too much time. It's a great day to have a great day. Yesterday was a very long day. We got into Indianapolis at about 1 in the morning. We got up at 4:30 local time so we could be at the Lucas Oil Stadium in time for everything to occur. And we were done by like 10 o'clock. I also had to meet my Aunt Stephanie, who lives in Indiana, to give her a few different things that her boys needed. We got headed back home at around noon. I went to take a nap yesterday because I was kind of tired. Got about 1 hour sleep the night before. I set an alarm for 4:30 p.m., or so I thought. I then woke up at 8 o'clock p.m. and realized that I had set the alarm for 4:30 a.m. That incident ruined the productivity of yesterday. I came to this combine so that I could get some of my trash out of it from last weekend. The other combine is gone. We actually switched to corn for like an afternoon this week because it was dry enough to kind of run. Got about 30 acres shell before it started raining again, and then didn't stop raining until Saturday. We've had a lot of rain in the past 7 days. I'm hoping that next weekend I'm going to be able to cut beans or work corn stalks or something, feel like I'm doing something productive. Until then, I'm going to drive around on this fine Sunday morning. I'm going to get my shoes on real quick, and then I have some cool stuff to show you guys outside. While I was gone this week, Morton Buildings out of Mexico, Missouri came and started on our new shed. When a company brings a porta potty, you know they mean business. This is the new shed. Do you like it, May? Is there a lot done here? No, not really. But this is a lot more than what was done last week. And they have a lot of the supplies here to just go ahead and get the whole thing put up. There's like $12 bajillion worth of lumber here. This massive gap from here to over there is where the big hydro swing door is going to go. And the smaller gap right there is where our larger garage door is going to go. This new shed is going to have concrete floors in it. And the plan is to park tractors, combines, planters, and pickup trucks in it. Our 117 by 80, I think it's a 117 by 80. That shed is full. It's plumb full, overflowing in fact. And we really needed just a little bit more storage to make sure all the important things on our farm are under a roof and inside of 4 walls. My soda was sitting right here, but this is all that's left. And this is the only suspect in this case. Now, face this cute could never possibly have had something to do with that. All that's a joke. It was just the wind. I've got the power washer out to wash off my car. Went to flip the switch and blah, 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 blah. Nothing. Oh, that's weird. And I couldn't figure out what the problem was until I remembered that it wasn't plugged in. That's the first thing you should check. Thank goodness I'm in Dr. Schumacher's electricity class where we learn stuff like that. The hot water part of the hot water pressure washer is not working currently. I did some investigating and there's no fuel, so that would be why it's not working. It's just so weird how things work when they have power and fuel. This morning I mowed the yard for what is hopefully the last time. Since I've done that, may as well power wash the lawnmower off while I'm at it. I just decided to come and look at some food plot beans that I planted with my 7,000. And there's actually a stand of beans here. Like, I would have combined these if the owner would let me. This farm here at Withers Mill really surprised me this year with the bean yields. We planted them into almost dust, and they yielded very well considering that there are 3 fields and there's trees on all sides of all 3 of the fields. This field was sod for like 100 and something years until I broke it last spring and started farming it. There's a little skinny field between the trees, and then there's a larger, like a 5.5-ish acre field. There's also a little acre-ish piece behind a fellow's house back here that I planted with my planter in the 4320, and those beans were superb. I was very impressed with them. My other bean farm this year was like a 37-acre piece along Highway 61, yielded 3 bushels the acre better than that one did. But that didn't impress me nearly as much as the other farm down here at Withers Mill did. The best way that I can put that is it's more impressive when a marginal farm does good than when a good farm does okay. Just cruising along, seeing what is to be seen. We're going to talk about this in a couple minutes. Before we talk about the lovely piece of iron that's in the shop, I need to weed eat one more time. When we got the 9520 RX, we traded in weed eaters too. This one starts a lot easier than the old one. Well, actually, the old one didn't start. That's why we had to get a new one. This is the old weed eater. It's a John Deere XT105. It served us well for like 15 years. It is for sale if anyone's interested. $100 million should buy it. If you've been watching real careful in the videos, I've showed this in the background before, but I never really elaborated on what it was or why we have it. Like 4 weeks ago, I was on Facebook Marketplace, and I saw there was a nice Case IH 870 Ecolo Tiger disc ripper for sale locally. And as one does, I screenshotted it and sent it to my dad and said, hey, we need this because the John Deere 512 disc ripper that we have, it really isn't that good, but it got the job done. And Dad and I talked about it, and I said, all right, I've done my part. You can decide if you want to buy it or not, because I don't have any money. So it's here now. This ripper is about a 2010, 11-ish model, and we got a good deal on it. We did have to replace a lot of wear parts on this, like all the front blades. These blades were okay. And the points in these shins here were okay as well. But the rear levelers, which are these things here, had to replace almost all of them as well. This is about the best disc ripper that you can get. When you get down to it, this is really not a whole lot different than the DMI Ecolo Tigers of the late 90s because it's got the same name, and Case IH bought DMI and started painting them red and selling them as Case IH Ecolo Tigers instead of DMI. This unit was sold brand new out of Titan Machinery in Iowa Falls, and somehow it has made it down here over the years. This is an 11 shank model with the rear levelers and a rolling basket. You can lift all this stuff back here up off the ground if you want it to be left a little more rough to dry out faster in the spring. Or alternatively, you can leave them down so that it leaves a nice level finish. All in all, this is a very nice addition to the fleet. I left a nice blob of grass out here when I was power washing the lawnmower, and I should probably clean that up so that Grandpa doesn't get upset with me. And it's that easy. The boots from HISEA Outdoors are holding up pretty well. If you want a pair just like them, go to the link in the description and use the code GOLDINGER1, no caps, no spaces, or GOLDINGER2 if the first one doesn't work to get a little bit off. I've done about all I can here at home. I'm going to head back to Columbia, and I think I'm going to do some homework. Hopefully soon we get to use that. Hopefully when I get back next weekend, there's going to be an 81 by 120 Morton building standing right there. Once they get the walls up, it's not going to take them very long. Hello, puppy. Sadly, this brings us to the end of another exciting video. I hope everyone enjoyed it, and if you did, I hope you subscribe. Come back and see us again. Tell somebody about the videos, anybody, really. And I will catch you guys on the next one.